As a 48-year-old man, I'm used to having my childhood repackaged and resold to me over and over again. I'm pretty sure the background for this video proves that. Sometimes when they do this, they get it right, and sometimes when they do it, they get it so very, very wrong. In fact, sometimes I find it insulting. When they get it right, it feels very personal and it makes you very happy. It reminds you of the child that you were and you get to enjoy those childhood feelings all over again. But when they get it wrong, it's like a slap in the face. It personally insults you for liking the thing. And there's no feeling in the world that will make you quite as angry as somebody repackaging your childhood in the wrong possible way. When I found out they were rebooting Scooby-Doo, I thought, well, they've done it a few different times, but they're bringing it back to cartoon form. And if you're anything like me, you grew up on Saturday morning cartoons, you watched these shows in syndication when you got home from school, and as an adult, you probably enjoy adult animation as well. So you thought maybe this could be a solid reboot. And just like any modern interpretation of some old school thing, things are going to have to change a little bit, but was anybody expecting them to not include Scooby-Doo in the Scooby-Doo show? The decision to focus on Velma and her backstory, as well as the other characters, seemed interesting, but they started making changes that got everybody scratching their head, like race-swapping Velma and Shaggy for some reason. And then once the show got on the air, that's when the weirdness really began. First off, the decision to exclude Scooby-Doo in the show basically alienated a lot of fans that are kind of important to the franchise. You know, fans of Scooby-Doo. But with the changes to the core characters themselves, like Velma and Shaggy, they definitely alienated fans even further, including people on the right who felt that this type of thing was just virtue signaling in a PC style. And unfortunately, having watched the show, it looks like they might have been right. One of the oddest changes was to the character Fred, who is now kind of infantile. And on top of that, it is often referred to him as being a villain simply for being a straight white man. I mean, literally, those words are used to describe him as being the reason he committed the crimes in the show. But on top of those changes, they also went with a much more adult theme. Think something like Big Mouth, where they constantly are self-referencing the fact that they are making a lot of non-PC, upsetting jokes, while at the same time showing underage nudity and underage sex situations, things that the left are not always a particular fan of. And to give credit where credit is due, Mindy Kaling is generally a fairly funny person. I loved her on The Office. I love the episodes that she wrote for The Office, so I know she's capable of bringing some good stuff, but for Scooby-Doo, she absolutely did not bring her best. I feel like she brought her worst because most of the jokes just don't land. They just aren't that funny. So once you've eliminated the right with all of the race baiting and race swapping, and then you eliminate the left with all of the non-PC and disgusting jokes, who's left? Scooby-Doo fans, and you eliminated them by not staying true to the source material. Once you've eliminated all of those groups, who's left to watch your show? And if they are going to watch it, they're probably just going to hate watch it because it's such mediocre content. It's so frustrating to see so many talented people put to work to try to create a show that everyone is going to hate, that ultimately is written poorly, acted okay, but overall is just designed to fail. Now, it might not surprise you that rumors are saying a season 2 of Velma is being worked on, and hopefully they're going to take the criticisms into consideration and hopefully make the second season a little more entertaining, a little more watchable, and a little less offensive. Why they would make this show the way that they did is anybody's guess, but I have a theory. I think it's proof that if you aggravate enough people, if you hurt enough people, if you upset enough people, they will hate watch your show. And that is just as good as having them watch your show for love or any other reason. This show is popular. It brought the Scooby-Doo name back to the forefront. People are aware of it, and now they can hopefully do something better with this brand. And the Velma show will just make it look that much better in comparison. In 2023, adult animation is at its peak, and this is the absolute valley of adult animation. There's nowhere to go but up, but I really hope that if they do something else with this show, if they make a season 2 or reboot the Scooby-Doo brand again, hopefully we can get something a little bit more like Rick and Morty and a hell of a lot less like Velma.